Hey guys, I'm working on a 1999 Kawasaki STX 1100. This did have the two-seat option. I had rotten seats and had to convert when I found a set of seats that were the single ones, so I just converted to single. Much more inexpensive than buying two separate seats. Anyway, I'm working on the carburetors. These carburetors are destroyed. They're no good anymore. But anyway, I did want to show you guys a couple things and talk to you about a few things. One, there are low speed adjustments. Idle speed adjustments. They're here, right next to your oil lines. There's a little plug that goes in there, and you just have to drill it out, pop them out. So there's one on each one. When you're rebuilding the carburetors, you should take these out. There's one there too. Just take a drill bit, just drill, and it'll pop right out as soon as you start drilling. You won't even touch the screws. They usually pop out before you even get to that, as soon as they get a grab on it. That's the first thing. The second thing is, what are those adjustments? So I haven't taken them out. I just went ahead and turned them all the way in and then counted turns. This is where the throttle goes. So this is your front stator. This is your middle, and this is your PTO, or your rear. And these are the adjustments I came out with. The low, we call that an idle air mixture, 1 3/4 on the front. So turn it all the way in, turn it one full turn. So one full turn is not a half of a turn. It's from here all the way around back again. That's one full turn. And then you turn it a half, that's a half a turn, and then another quarter would be 3/4. So that's 1 3/4 on the front. The middle one is only 3/4 of a turn, and the PTO is 1 7/8, so almost 2 full turns. That's a 99 1100. So that's one of the things I wanted to talk to you guys about. Second thing I want to talk to you guys about is I had a parts machine. It was a 900 STX, and it was a 2000 model, so 1 year newer. Carburetors are slightly different. I'm gonna go ahead and set this to the side. Everything looks the same when you look at everything on it, but what you will notice is where the fuel pump goes, the fuel pumps actually mount slightly different. And what's different about it is here on this block plate where the fuel rails go. If you look at this one, it actually has a much higher lip on it. So here's the fuel rail, then you have this much higher lip, and so that's where the new style fuel pump bolts onto, is the much higher lip. Otherwise, the carburetors are pretty much the same. I did do a research to find out what jets the 900 came out with and everything else, and what I did find was that the low and main jet are actually the same size jet. What's different is the needle, and I'm going to show you guys where all these things are located. There's a lot of misunderstanding about these carburetors and how they work. So when you remove the block here, let me get some parts here and I'll kind of show you guys. Let's see what we got here. We've got the block, we got a needle valve, we got the springs. I'm going to talk a little bit about these too. So anyway, okay, so when you take the black plate off here, which will be, let's see, this one's still together. So this plate here is what this is here you're looking at. Okay, underneath this here you'll have a needle and seat. So your needle and seat goes right in here. You'll have a spring that goes here and a thing that comes up. So this is your seat and the needle that goes in there. And I'll show you guys what that looks like. Let's see. Here we go. Here we go. So here's a needle and seat here. So this needle, or this seat right here, actually will just move gently like that, and if you put a tiny screwdriver on each side of this, you can pry them up out of there. And then you have your adjustment for your needle and seat. You'll have a diaphragm that goes in here. But anyway, this here goes down in here, and you need to remove this from it. And then there's a high-speed jet, which is the bigger jet there. And then you have a low-speed jet. See if you can see better there now. So the main jet will be this big jet right here, and the low speed jet will be this one. And those are your jets when you're jetting your carbs. Okay, now with this type of carburetor, you have these needle jets, okay? And that is what the difference is between the 900 and the 1100, okay? If you look up a 2000 ZXI 1100 and a 2000 STX 900, they actually use the exact same carburetor, same exact jets. The only difference is this needle valve right here. Now, when I looked up for the 99, I came out with the same thing. The needle jet here was actually the same as for the same part number and everything is for the 1100 ZXI. Now this is a STX 900. So all I had to do was to make this work on an 1100 is come over here to the top, remove these caps right here, and you get inside of here, and you'll have a spring in here, and you'll have this here sitting in here like this, and it'll have a needle in it. Anyway, it actually turns this way, excuse me. So anyway, you'll slide this up, and there'll be a needle sticking out of here, and that's what this needle is here. And you want to remove this needle and put it in the 900 carburetors, and then the carburetors will work for you. These, I don't know what the differences are with these. Interestingly enough, on this particular carburetor, there's a different part number for these. But on the 1100 and the 900 carburetor, it's the same part number. They interchange with each other. And this little plastic piece in here actually is the same part number also as for the other carburetor. So the only difference was this. I did not interchange these because these go to this carburetor. And so anyway, so basically what I did was I went to a 1999, excuse me, I went to a 2000 ZXI 1100, and I looked up what the jets were for that, and I looked up all the needle valves and everything else, and I discovered basically the only difference was these needle jets, and the part number that I needed was actually exactly the same that was in my old carburetors. So I just took them out of my old carburetors, put them in these, and now it should be fine. So the only thing I'm really worried about is what the mixture is going to be on the low speed mixture, and I just showed you guys that the stock settings were on a 99 on these carburetors, which should be the same carburetor. I haven't checked yet on the 900. I did already screw them out and whatnot, so I'm going to go ahead and check one now and see what the setting is on it, and I'll probably make another video telling you guys about that. But as of right now, these carburetors are ready to go on my 1100 now. I've changed the needle valve. I did take apart and look inside of all three of the caps to make sure there was no rust or dirt in them. Everything looked clean. And I did verify, like I said, the jets are the right jets. So we should be set. So if you guys ever need to convert your carburetors to the newer style, basically you need to change that needle valve. Now, what does that needle valve do? That needle valve at full throttle is not really going to affect anything because the needle comes completely out of the needle jet down at the bottom and allows full fuel. So you're going to get the same amount of fuel. But what it does affect is low and mid-range speed. So when you're just cruising on the water, that needle valve is going to affect how much fuel you get at low and mid-range speed. So it could cause you to have a lean condition. So you definitely want to change that needle jet on it. Otherwise, I think I should be good. If I have any issues, I will definitely post and let you guys know. Hope that helps. All right, thanks for watching.